Arsenal sign Elijah Upson. Now, Elijah Upson is a son to one of the players that really featured at Arsenal who goes by names of Matthew Upson. And Matthew Upson was a left-footed left back. He featured for Arsenal from 1997 to 2003. And I think that was the era of Arsene Wenger in there, for meaning that he lifted some trophies with the club of Arsenal, and they signed him from Luton Town in there for you. From there, he went to Nottingham on loan, Crystal Palace on loan, Reading on loan, and then Arsenal moved him off officially into Birmingham City, then West Ham United, then Stoke City, Brighton, and Lyon, then Leicester City, and he went to Milton Keynes in there for you, in a career that saw him play 386. He also played for the England national team, that is Matthew Upson. He was at Arsenal and he joined Arsenal at a £2 million deal. Now his son has also gone ahead to obviously following the footsteps of the father. And by the time he came in through, Arsenal had the following defenders. Tony Adams. I really like Tony Adams, guys. Then there was Steve Bold in there for you. And Steve Bold, I think, is working with Michael Carrick at Manchester United in there for you. And then Martin Keown in there for you. So these were the defenders that saw Arsenal lift the Premier League, in 1997, 1998. So I think he won is it 2 Premier League trophies, the club of Arsenal in there for you. So he was one of those that went ahead to obviously impress Arsene Wenger, and it was one of those signings that Arsene Wenger recommended to be brought in at the club of Arsenal. Now, his son, who goes by names of Elijah Upson, has gone ahead to join the club of Arsenal. It's a here we go that has been announced by Fabrizio Romano, and I was like, how did I miss out on this? But Elijah Upson to Arsenal, here we go, agreement signed today for 18-year-old centre-back to join the Gunners project. Upson turned down new contract at Spurs to join Arsenal for a long term. All set to be announced in there for you. So, Upson was at Spurs. Now, him being at Spurs, obviously, it speaks volumes, It speaks volumes for him to be at the club known as Spurs, and then he comes in through to obviously come and join the club of Arsenal. And do you know who did this? Sol Campbell is one of those who was playing for Spurs. His contract ran down, and guess where he went to? He crossed to the neighbors who goes by names of Arsenal. And we all know it well that Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur don't see eye to eye. Now, Arsenal have gone ahead to obviously hijack a deal of Elijah Upson, and he has been given a very huge welcome in here onto our beautiful channel. So the guy known as Elijah Upson has found himself in a position of really coming in through to obviously impress hugely at this mighty club in there for you. So all I want to let you know is simple. What Arsenal is doing to strengthen their academy is really great, because the rate at which players are really very expensive, I don't think that it's really going to be very easy for teams to obviously go out and really get in very many players. Look at only this summer transfer window. We've seen the most expensive signing is so far Morgan Rogers, £117 million. He's followed by Elliot Anderson, 116, followed by what's the name of this guy? The guy is called what's the name of the guy? The guy is called Sandro Tonali. Then Sandro Tonali is for 100. Then Matheus Fernandes for 85. Now, you see the range at which those players are really ranging. So, all I want to let you know is simple. The club of Arsenal is trying to get in, fish out these would-be talents, and obviously throw them into the academy. And I think they are I think they've promised him maybe some game time in the first team. I tell you, because if it wasn't the case, why would he leave Spurs when Spurs offering him a new contract? But obviously, you understand that Arsenal is bigger than Tottenham Hotspur. In there for you, the father played for this team, and this child will obviously have the best at Arsenal. And I tell you, you don't go through to be brought in by the club of Arsenal because your father played for the club of Arsenal. That is it. That's not how things are done. That's not how things are done. It's different permutations altogether. You need to be that good. I tell you, you need to be that good to see to it that you come in through and really feature at this particular moment. Because the moment we obviously stay outside there and don't really put out a very huge goal, I tell you, and you don't put out a very huge goal, things won't happen. You won't go to Arsenal. I tell you, very many ex-Arsenal legends do have their children, you get, playing football, and have you seen them being bought by the club of Arsenal? No way. You need to be that good. Let me go to Manchester United. Manchester United, Wayne Rooney. He has, I think, 2 sons. I think they play football, but United, I think, took one. You know, I think it's Kai Rooney. Fletcher, his twins, to be got from Man City to be brought in at Man United, they first proved that they are really good. You understand? But David Beckham, one of the most iconic players at Man United, his children were nowhere near the level of playing at the academy of Man United. Even the academy, they failed. You understand? You get? So, very many players do have their children playing football, but they're being taken to other academies. They're not welcome to other academies in there for you. So, Arteta's son is at Arsenal, in the Arsenal's academy, on merit. On merit, because a club is spending its resources onto that quality. And when Matthew Upson comes in through, and obviously proves to Arteta that he's really good, he can even get to the first team. You understand? So he's a right-sided centre-back coming through at Arsenal to do the job. And another here we go for the club of Arsenal has been made. It's said to be announced very soon, but I saw it coming up. Arsenal, from hijacking the deal of Ebelechi Eze, they've gone ahead to hijack this one from the club known as Arsenal in there for you. So guys, thank you very much for watching in through. That is Upson for you, coming in through at the club of Arsenal. I don't think that he'll get so much into the first team, but his qualities might see him surpass what would have been the real trajectory planned for him, and then he would find himself doing it elsewhere in the Arsenal team, if at all he really pulls up his socks and proves to Arteta that he's that good. So I won't be shocked when he's into the Carabao Cup squads, FA Cup squads, and in the preseason, I expect him to be part of the Arsenal squad that will be really traversing the world before the season goes ahead to start. And by the way, the preseason is a very big set ground to see to it that all goes on well as planned for this mighty child in there for you. So that is it for Elijah Upson to Arsenal. Here we go. And his announcement is obviously gonna be happening very, very soon in there for you. So Nicolas Jackson, among names discussed between Aston Villa and Chelsea during contracts over the last 24 hours. Unai Emery loves Jackson since they used to work together at Villarreal, plus was also a target last summer. Now, these are some of the secrets that are obviously going to be leaking after a deal of this guy who goes by names of Morgan Rogers went ahead to come to pass. Because that 117 million pounds, you know, is a very huge fee. And it being very astronomical, it really speaks volumes to what exactly the player is obviously going to be doing at the club of Chelsea. That means in the background, there are negotiations for Nicolas Jackson. And I think Aston Villa found it very sane to obviously see to it that they really get this deal done with a follow-up of Nicolas Jackson. Remember, Aston Villa do have, I think, one outward striker who goes by the names of Ollie Watkins. And now Nicolas Jackson comes in through to join his former manager, who he made famous at Villarreal, and he came in through at Chelsea for some good money. They sold him to Chelsea for 25 million euros. And I think if at all Chelsea sells him for like 50 million euros, I think that will be really great for him. And I think at Aston Villa, he'll obviously thrive because this is the manager that made him famous to the world, and Chelsea bought him from Villarreal. And now we'll be waiting to see how things will pan out. But all in all, I tell you, it will go down in history that Chelsea and Aston Villa had something special for this mighty deal in there for you. As they go in for Nicolas Jackson, Unai Emery is trying to strengthen his team. And obviously, it's official. João Gomez has gone ahead to join Aston Villa on a fee of £35 million from Wolverhampton Wanderers in there for you. So, Aston Villa is strengthening themselves. After losing Yuri Tielemans to the club of Man United, they went ahead, obviously, gate the exact amount they sold him. They sold him to Man United because it was 35, and obviously paid a team known as Wolverhampton Wanderers. Remember, they brought him in as a free agent from a team known as Leicester, and he came up and obviously took over. You understand? So that he is a player who goes by the names of João Gomez. He is really good because he was being linked to Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, and very many others in there for you. But he's finally made it to a club known as Aston Villa. So Villa's midfield now is a little bit strengthening up. Remember, Amadou Onana is going to be out for like 6, 7, 8 months, meaning that you're left with Kamara, you're left with Kamara, Digne, who else? Who else is there? So they're left with 2, meaning that they need to add on João Gomez added, and I see them going in for Paulinho to obviously strengthen that midfield of Aston Villa. Morgan Rogers is gone, meaning that they need to get in another player who can play as a 10. I don't know who they're obviously going to be going in for, but I'm 100% sure magic will happen because Unai Emery has shown us that he can look out for a player that you least expect and comes in through and obviously does the needful. You understand? So we don't know where he's obviously going to be going next, but those are the 3 stories we've gone ahead, obviously, bring you here onto the Rokani Media Football. Elijah Upson to Arsenal, here we go. What do you make about it? Then the other one is all about Nicolas Jackson coming to Aston Villa, and Aston Villa unveiling their at Yuri Tielemans' replacement, who goes by names of João Neves. I'm out. Bye-bye. See you later, and thank you for watching in through. Continue to subscribe because we want to hit 30,000 subscribers.